Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Lord, for a new day to trade. This is not financial advice, educational purposes only. A little late to my setup today. I haven't traded anything yet, but ready for this 7. See if there's any 7 a.m. pops. Can y'all hear me? Cool. Thank you. But yeah, so no trades today, 7 o'clock. I like to get here a couple minutes before 7 so I can be ready, but got here just in time. So I see this OSCR is popping, not really interested in it. ENLV was popping a little bit before 7 a.m., but looks like most of the move's over. So I'm gonna see if there's any new PRs that come out. And I might play these other ones if they make it, some type of move or whatever, but I like these fresh 7 o'clock pops that just pop and die. So that's my main attention, or that's what I'm mainly looking for the first 5, 10, 15 minutes when I live. But I might play these other ones because ENLV is diving. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for hopping on. My camera's not on, which it really doesn't matter. That's not why y'all are here. There we go. But it makes me look like a real person. Let me know if y'all see anything. ATON, up a lot, grab and locate. Now it fell down some, but it did have a nice little pop, and it's already done. Whew, I saw that one early, and it still just died immediately. A little too quick. It's pushing though, so majority stakes in Forbes Media Holding. It pushes up a little bit more. I might play. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna play it up here above 350. So I'm in it. There we go. Oh, kind of adding a little bit. It's funny, it goes back to the averaging in conversation we had over the weekend. Like this is one that I'm just adding little small positions here and there because I don't really know where it's trying to go. But still not in very heavy. But it's pushing now. So let's see what it looks like on AskEdgar. Oh, it's got a tiny float. I probably should have avoided this one. But all good. Still in it very small. I'm in 1,000 shares now. So, and that just got the 1,000 added at $4. So I'm a little red on it, but nothing crazy. But again, it goes back to what we were talking about over the weekend in the chat. If I'm not, well, but Finviz says 2 million float. But the point is, I'm in it. Averages 375, not that great. A little below VWAP right now. So I'm going to see what it does here. If it gets to VWAP, I might just trim down my size a little bit. Even if I'm not in the profit, y'all know I do that just in case it wants to make the next leg up. But it still is an early pop. The news is, I mean, oh, there we go. Let's see if we get a flush. Oh man. Meant to, I made a poop, I made an error. Meant to cover some and I added at 380. Ooh, that hurt. But anyways, I got out of it. Let's see. Yeah, this one, if it starts breaking new highs, I'm probably going to get out of it. Ooh, yeah, it's pushing. See, this goes back to getting in these pops a little too early. That's whenever it heats up, I'm gonna have to probably slow down a little bit with that. But I like this candle, so. Because whenever we get into hot markets, you won't see me get into 20, 30% pops. This is about where I start getting interesting, about 40, 50%. But still not concerned. It's 7 o'clock. I'm in 1,500 shares now. So I'm going to let it play out. Then draw some lines on a chart, and I'll look at comments in a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of gets anywhere from like 450 to like this 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, Jesus, this $5 level. Anywhere in that range, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, that's kind of where it stopped that last wick. So let the play out. I'm in a size that's not too big. So that's the key with my scaling in. So if I started, so my first couple scales only entered like 200 or 300 shares. Then I entered another like 200 or 300 shares, and then I added 500 at 4. So I'm still down a little on the position, but I'm liking this candle right here. So we'll see what happens. So it mentions blockchain in this PR too. And I know blockchain is not like, or crypto is not breaking new highs right now, but it's still somewhat relevant. But I wanna see what happens to it right here. Not freaking out. Went ahead and trimmed down some. So I ended up getting 1,500 shares and then accidentally adding more when I went to cover. So this first play, a little rough for me, but all good. There we go. There we go. And I don't even know if I read it out Apologies. Alpha Ton Capital submits strategic offer to acquire majority stake in Forbes Media. Submitted a letter of intent. That's a key word, letter of intent. Because that doesn't mean it's a locked deal either. To acquire 51 controlling interests in Forbes Media Holding, a two-phase plan. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm getting mixed. I'm seeing 2 million float, under a million, but again, like I'm in a size I'm comfortable with, so I can let it play out. I have my levels on the chart. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll cut it. And I already trimmed my size down some, close to my entry, or close to my average, so I'm only in 1,000 shares again. And so the game plan now is if it gets close to 450, I'm going to add some more. So maybe like 445. And then if I'm wrong and it immediately breaks that and starts pushing higher, I'm going to cut those shares. And maybe just get completely out of position, but definitely cut those shares. Okay, so now let's see what it does. Now if it holds over this level, I'm just going to cut. Maybe re-add around 5. But what I'm hoping is going to happen is it fails here and I got that 445 entry and I got my average way up. And it's working out to plan so far, but let's see. It could keep pushing. Is it not running very smooth, Alex? Is it like lagging or anything? Oh, for the tickers to behave. I got it. Right. Dang it, just pushing back. Might end up having to cut this one. But we'll see when it gets there. Definitely adding at 5. So the question is, do I cut, re-add there? That's probably going to be the plan. But got to see what price action's doing. I would not be surprised if it gets to 5. I got my average up closer to 4. I got in too early for this one. There's just no other way to explain it. So just want to manage it for now. I know where I'm going to add. I know where I'm going to get out. But we'll see what happens. Let me know if y'all see anything else. This would be a good time for money rotation, but we probably won't get much until 7:30. Yeah, money rotation would be really nice right now. I mean, still like I'm in 1,500 shares. It's on the, I guess, higher size what I usually trade on live. I know, or at least the people in the Discord, I trade a little bit bigger size market hours and end of day fades and things like that because I've had more time to do due diligence on the ticker and play and know levels I'm gonna cut. These pre-market pops are not for the faint of heart because you gotta think on the fly. So that's why I usually don't try to use too much size with these, because it's easy to miss something when I get in quick, you know, like 90% institutional ownership or a baby float or something. Because I need to change my trade ideas to make when the float is under 1 million, like you can change it to color code it to be like red. Because I probably would have waited a little bit quicker to get into this one. But I checked and I just overlooked it. Looked at the wrong number. But as of right now, these are easy to manage. Like, it's not like it running hard against me. So it's hanging out this area. So it's giving me time to evaluate it, do a little bit of due diligence. So we'll see how it plays out. But I would like some money rotation here. Feeling better this week too. God, I felt terrible yesterday or last week. Oh, rough week. Yeah, there's I saw on FinViz this one has what was it? Yeah, Insider 63, but Institutional's not too crazy. Here we go. Let's see what it does here. Added a tiny bit more here. Got my average up even more. So, like I said, if it runs, I got to cut this one. I'm gonna take a decent loss on this one if I have to though, which is part of it. I don't take big losses often. Here we go. Yep. Dang, 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 dang. Still in it though. But I added 500 shares at 459. So I'm in 2K shares. Average above 4, almost 410 now. So decent flush. I'll be sitting good. But again, I'm not trying to ever convince anyone to trade like I do. Goes back to the conversations we had in the Discord. This is how I trade. I just live stream to show you how I do it. I'll manage these positions. Averaging up is very dangerous if you're not disciplined. Even if you are disciplined, it's dangerous. But this is how I've made my career. And it's also how I had my biggest blow up. So it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, I sound better. I sounded like wild for a little bit. ATON stair stepping, which is risky. Yeah, no, I don't love the chart. I definitely don't love the chart. But what I do like is that there are this little congested area right here that interests me. So it's somewhat respecting this level. If it was to blow past 5, yeah, I'm not playing. I'm done with this ticker. I'll just take my loss and maybe wait for the 200 up here or whatever. But it's not like ripping hard against me right now. So I'm gonna keep my cool, play it how I play these. We'll see what happens. It's just about keeping my loss in check. So should I have already cut? Potentially, for sure. But I want to see what it does at these levels. I like that it can't hold above that 450 level. So I'm not going to bail on it yet because I'm at break even now. So I'm trimming some here. I'm in the money now. So, but I trimmed a decent amount of size here. So I'm only back to 1,000 shares at break even. I could get completely out and no harm done. So I'm actually this is a hard one. I think it could flush eventually. I'm holding. I might regret that, but It's the risk versus reward I'm doing right now. So in the money. But let's see what happens here. Oh, did something else start running? Is that why? Love it. CJet. That is why. Love it. Money rotation for the win. That's why I love these early plays. Even if I trade like crap, I usually get bailed out. So what is going on? I'm going to focus on ATON since I'm heavy on it, or I was heavy. But I'll do some due diligence. Let me get them both pulled up. I like how CJet is kind of failing right here, though. Why didn't I get an alert for this one? Before I get in another ticker with too low of a float, what's the float on this one? Oh, it's got an even smaller float. I'm going to stay away from this one. Is that what y'all are seeing too? That's a crypto play. I'm in money here. I wish I wouldn't have trimmed down my size. I think this one will flush in a second if CJet keeps getting attention. I love getting bailed out like this. So I try to keep my cool, guys. Like there's a so I'm not calling this a win yet with ATON. I'm definitely in the money now, and if it breaks 4, I'll get a little more confident. But oh, now that we're in 390s, I'm taking some profit here. Let's go. But I'm happy for CJet. That's for sure. Dang it, CJet, what you doing, bro? Push. I was kind of hoping, sorry if y'all are in it, but I was hoping CJet would keep pushing. That would have probably sent ATON back down. But I'm in a very good spot now, so I'm green in ATON, not by much, but a lot better than when I was 2,000 shares and down 1,200 bucks. So a little bit better scenario. I'd like to see if ATON would get like a CJet flush though. Hate not getting into that one. I thought between its low float and it's crypto is so hit or miss right now, depending on who you talk to. But yeah, I'm only in 500 shares of ATON now, so it went from 2,000 back down to 500. And that's mainly because if it gets back to this level, I'm going to add. So if it does flush here without me, I won't make too much with only 500 shares, but just managing the position, I don't like my average being below VWAP. So if it pushes back up here to the 450, 470 range, I'll add a little, or maybe add a decent amount, really. Got some plays this morning though. Didn't play it that well, but I'm happy to see there's some play. See Jet coming back. I'm not really interested in this VWAP just because of how tiny the float is, and I kind of deep down want it to push, so ATON flushes. Because I do still think the ATON news is pretty weak. It's a letter of intent. That's not a guarantee. We're breaking new lows here of the move. We got to the 380, so that's a good sign. So let's go. Exactly what I wanted to happen. Get lucky every now and then. I'm just kind of holding now that my size is not very big. Let's go. Maybe trim some on the way down, but get a nice little flush on it. BG, I don't know if you're on live. No, we had a lot of conversation this morning about rig versus market manipulation and stuff like this. Just don't. Well, I still stick with what I say. Like we can y'all all have different strategies, and but just don't throw off other people's strategies in the group. That's the only thing I ask, because like there's a lot of ways to do this. And like even like I think BG asking if this one's rigged, like no, it's money rotation. Like I know some of us don't believe that we can influence the movement of these tickers. I highly disagree with that, because you can see it red candle, green candle, green candle, red candle. Like retail does influence these tickers. Pumpers wouldn't have pumpers wouldn't pump if people getting in the tickers didn't move it. You know what I mean? So, but there's definitely market manipulation and riggers. That's a big part of our game for sure. I think it's good to know more about that. I should get Ordo or Dom or somebody to talk about it on one of our next calls. Share what they know, but there's a lot that goes into it for sure. But there's different ways to skin a cat. If you find an edge that works, and if you're not in the Discord, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but there's a lot of discussion about certain things matter and other things don't matter. And it's just like, you have an edge and it works, and that's what matters. Because yes, these tickers are rigged and manipulated. That's the whole point of what they're doing. PR, push, steal money from the market. And I'm talking about from a company. Even market manipulators have their, or market makers have their own goals, you know. But I'm not an expert in that. Yeah, that's why I need to do some more due diligence with it. See if it throw it into my style to see if it helps. But a good way to put it, J Money. $7.30. Any more PRs coming out to steal attention? Kind of stuck in this little. I like where I'm at with ATON though. Again, um, especially compared to being down $1,200 not too long ago. So, which is still not that crazy. If I can keep it in that range, I'm cool. But when it starts getting higher than that, that's when I don't like it. So I'm gonna be patient with ATON. I still think it might have another flush in it. Yeah, I would have really liked something else to steal attention at 732, but I think ATON is trending down. There we go. Let's see if it respects the 9. Might get a little pop off of it, or maybe that was already the little pop off of it from earlier. See if we flush past it. I'm basically just going to hold these shares since I'm not in very heavy now. And I'm gonna keep avoiding CJET until like, I mean, it is showing a little weakness here, but with the float as tiny as it is, I'm trying to be smart about it. I do like that it's struggling to break, new highs. Not saying it won't, but usually when they hesitate this long, it's a little less likely. But anything can happen. The ones I'm scared of is like every candle's breaking a new high, you know what I mean? Those are the ones I gotta trim out real quick or completely cut. Same J Money. Like for the stress it put me under, I want a little bit more of a flush on it. But yeah, this one I'm pretty confident when we get to 930, ATON will be substantially lower than $4, but I would like a flush right now. I could be wrong. Maybe this is the runner of the day, but usually it's not. The 7 a.m. play that looks like this, just a letter of intent, PR. Nice little VWAP projection here. I want to see it break that 9 though. There we go. Good stuff. Drawdown was a little too big on this one though for my liking. I mean, I didn't take the loss, but for what I'm gonna make on it, the risk versus reward wasn't too great on this one. But back in 1,200 shares from VWAP, so we'll see what, I'm up a couple $100 on it now, so I'm gonna see if it keeps flushing. But yeah, 1,200 shares, average 409 now, came, so get a little flush, it'll pay decent. Yeah, up a couple $100, but I want to see more. Well, about 300 now, so we'll see. There we go. Keep fading. Okay, cool. Cool. Trim a little here in the 360s. What did I draw that 360 line from? Relevant? Not really. So I think it'll keep flushing. I'm holding this one a little bit longer than normal, but I just don't see this one being that relevant today. But trimmed a little in the 360s, so. I have a feeling this might be one of the ones that go back to where it started, but I'm gonna trim some along the way just in case I'm wrong. Thinking about the Lambo for once, J Money. You're right. No, it's probably a deeper meaning that I shouldn't share because it might be a little revenge for how much it took me negative right at the beginning. I feel like it owes me more, but I went into this. I wanted to go into this week holding because again, I keep reviewing my life's been crazy between being sick. I'm trying to get all my taxes done for end of year with this real estate crap and these short-term rentals. Like there's so many just small transactions. It's just been chaos. So I haven't been really looking at on my job. I won't even get into my W2 chaos for many reasons there, but so I haven't really been studying the charts as much as I'd like to, but I did briefly look at my average win or my win percentage. Yeah, my average winner. So it's still only around like I'm holding it way less than I used to. So um, I would like to try to catch more of these bigger moves, and I am right now. I'm in it from 409, so this is a pretty good move for me. So long story short is haven't really. I wanted to study a little bit more this weekend, but I didn't really get to. But I went into this week saying like hold some of your winners a little bit longer, especially these early plays, and it's paying off so far. Because y'all know a lot of times I would have already been out of this thing, but I want to see if it drops a little bit more. But I'm in 1,000 now, so I trimmed 200 in the 460s. Yeah, I wanted to kind of study some charts or catch up on a few things from this past week trading, but didn't really spend a lot of time doing it. Might trim a tad bit more here just in case it. Let's see. I'll see what this candle does. So I'm up almost 400. Well, I am 400 now on it, but I want a little bit more because I think this thing could just flush away. But I'm gonna trim a little bit more here just in case. Sorry. Apologies, guys. Is the only one I'm talking about, but I don't really see anything else. Let me know if y'all see another pop. At this point, I'll jump in something else if it's looks interesting. J Money, probably no Lambo for me, but I can't stare at this forever. Hasn't even been that long. Now we're kind of used to quick plays, especially here in pre-market, but I don't mind holding this one. Something else moving? I'm seeing CJET falling. Red candle, green candle. It's like they do. This money rotation stuff is wild. I think we're in for a slow market though again this week, just because I feel like CJET should. I didn't really do that much due diligence on it, but in hot markets, if the news is just not absolutely terrible and it has less than a million float, a lot of times those would just run. Let's see, enter strategic partnership with Edge AI Frontier Technologies to acquire up to 1 billion in Edge AI token at 20% discount. I mean, $1 billion's a decent amount of money. They're getting a 20% discount. Yeah, certain markets that would probably push a little harder, but with ATON and especially ATON, maybe not CJET, but with ATON barely hanging on, if we get a good 8 a.m. PR, I think this one just people completely forget about it. So I'm definitely holding until then, unless it just like flushes back to like, low threes. Then obviously I'll take profit or get out. I've been taking profit. No 7:45 PRs I see, so yeah, I'll have to wait till 8. But like I said, happy where I could get out here and it would actually still be a decent win. But I think it could potentially make one more leg down. And I am risking that it could come back to VWAP and then basically most of those gains are gone. And it could do that, but I'll just add some more size. I'm down to only 700 shares now anyways, so I've trimmed out of 500. And that's why it's pretty important for me to have like a broker with not crazy commissions or get charged all the entries and exits like outrageous, because y'all see how I had to manage this position. That's why it's kind of hard to even, discuss how I like average out, get out, because I'm always managing it. Because if I'm adding to my size, I'm also always looking to cover, even if it's for a loss, but I'm trying to keep my average in a spot that I am comfortable. So this thing's gonna have arrows all up here, arrows down right here, arrows up here when I add it at VWAP, all down here. So I'm far from like a one entry, one exit type of trader. I know some people preach that. And I would prefer it to be that way. I would love for me to catch the top and then it falls straight down and it's one entry, one exit. But the reality is it doesn't always play out like that. CJET looks like it might flush before ATON. Let's see. Kind of regret not getting in on all these wicks right here when I was like, it's not breaking new highs. But because of it being under a million, I'll try to play it, keep it safe. Because when we get back in a hot market, there's going to be a no-no for sure. Good morning, BG. I heard ATON was stressing you out. Or tried to stress you out earlier. This is one of the things that kind of, one of my favorite qualities of the short selling the small caps and pre-market. Because again, I'm still not going to um, say this is over. It could bounce back to VWAP or something, but I'm still deep in the money now. But it's the beauty of short selling. Because watch this, with CJET making that move, it's done. It's cooked. See it? Like, so if I want more money, I can just hold on and eventually it'll fall in the direction that favors me. So again, a lot of people like to tell you, I'm banking on this one, guys. I'm trimming as we speak. A lot of people like to throw off on short sellers and how risky it is, and you should be concerned. Short selling is risky, and you have to always be aware of that, just like with day trading, but with most day trading. But like, look at this, like, just patient. Nothing thing's gonna fall to where I want it to go, and it's actively doing it. So I'm not trying to say it's not risky, but I'm just trying to clearly say, like, if anybody ever tells you it's not an edge, it's like, did I hold it a little bit longer than I wanted to? Yeah, but it wasn't running against me. It was going in my favor, so that's why I was letting it run, or letting it fall. Yes, let's go. What a beauty. I'm out of most of it, but I'm still going to hold a little bit just in case the 8 o'clock news really pushes away. But this is why I was avoiding CJET. These low floats, all it takes is one pumper. Again, I'm under the belief that we do influence these stocks. So all it takes is one pumper to pump this, or maybe this is getting rigged, whatever you want to call it. But these low floats do tend to just randomly have these scary green candles like this, where it's just like scratching your head, So, or the less than a million, but it just takes a one pump or whatever, and these things can blast off. So, a $3 level probably isn't a bad level, but again, I'm just going to avoid it. Um, it is tempting though with 8 o'clock right around the corner. Y'all know I like my money rotation at main time for news. So if it's still hanging up here, maybe at 8. But what I think is probably going to happen is it's probably going to come back down to VWAP. But let's say it pushes up at 7:59, 8 o'clock, retest these highs, maybe even retest 3. I might play it, see if money rotates away, if there's another good play that comes out. But um, yeah. Yeah, no, they had some clickbait in that. I would call it clickbait, but it's not really clickbait. They had some interest bait. They put AI, they put crypto, $1 billion in the PR title, and it's a nano float. So I'm kind of surprised it's not running hard. That's why I don't think we're warming up too much because in a different market, that this one would have taken off. That's hilarious. That's exactly what they did, though. There we go, newer low. Just gonna hold my runners, see if they keep falling. ENLV. 8 o'clock? No, or is it pushing again? ENLV. Okay, we going for round 2. I might try it now. ATON's flushing more too because of it. I'll play a little high retest if I can get my locates fast enough for it. Let me do some due diligence on it in the meantime. ENLV, I don't even remember why this one was moving. It's pushing. I'm in it, but relatively small. So I might add up here actually at 119, 120. I like these type of candles where they're just super extended like this. So I added some at 120, added some at 125. I'll add some at 129. But again, this is all size I'm comfortable with, guys. So not blindly adding. I know it's a $1.20 ticker. So 1,000 shares is only a $1,200 position. So I am adding, but and I'm already in 2,000 shares, but it's still only $2,400 position. So in my comfort zone. Now I'm in the money now. So let's see if we get a little bit better flush. What happened to ATON? Let's go. Still tanking. And I'm still holding. So let's see what ENLV does. Let me see. What was the news with this one? Announces oh, it's a private placement. Digital asset. Oh, this is new news. Uh-oh, they want this. So this is something to pay attention to. So this is a double PR. They want this ticker up. An hour ago, they posted positive 6-month data. Then 3 minutes ago, private placement. So I'm in the money here. I'm probably gonna go ahead and cover. Oh, I'm pretty deep in the money now, so I'm definitely covering. Some. Just because whatever they're trying to accomplish, they're trying to pump it right now. I mean, the double PR an hour apart, they could have easily put that in one PR, but they chose not to. So they might be trying to send this thing. So, and I'll look at the fundamentals here in a little bit to see like what kind of dilution they have on the books. So but they want it up. Filthy trade. I haven't ignored your comment. I'm gonna open up the free trial for the Discord here when I get off live stream. FYI, I know you asked about it, so I'm gonna open up the free trial this week for the holidays. A lot of people have been reaching out about it. I'm not gonna do a discount because it's already the cheapest Discord I know about. I'm getting out of my last ENLV. Well, I'm still in 1,000, but I'm getting out of 500 here, and then I might hold the rest for VWAP. But or actually, you know what? I'm gonna get out since it's. I didn't make much on this one, but since it's private placement, I might just pass. And they did a double PR. But anyways, I'm opening up the Discord free trial again, like I did back in the day. So if any of y'all want to hop in, see what it's about, test the waters. But filthy trades. I know you commented on one of my shorts about it. Somebody asked about it on the last live stream, so I'll open it up. First thing I'll do when I get off a live stream. And I'm out of ENLV, and I'm glad. Completely out of it. No more position. Oh, well, it's a bonehead. I remember I had an order waiting at 129, so now I'm back in it. But I mean, I'm like in the money, $10, so it's not the end of the world. 20 bucks. Ended up making 20 bucks on that. But the point is, I'm out of it now. I just forgot I had that order up there, so the orders are canceled. And the only play I'm in is ATON. Anything else moving? You're opening it up now when I just paid yesterday. Well, it was just a trial. It's just 7 days. It's for the holidays. Black Friday, Green Wednesday, Cyber Monday. Well, Green Wednesday probably isn't a thing outside of the cannabis industry. It's Black Friday, I should say. Cyber Monday. Was there any good 8 o'clock PRs? Because I'm not seeing anything new really moving. Man, look at this play. ATON ended up giving it all back. Or almost all of it back. But yeah, I'm avoiding ENLV. Seems a little sketch with the double PRs and whatever tricks they have up their sleeve. They want to send it. And I'll do, if it's slow here in a little bit, I'll do some due diligence. Maybe there is a warrant price I want to play. Maybe there's a level I want to play, but right now I'm just going to let it run and do its thing. That's what it's doing. Man, ATON. Obviously wish I would have held the full position, but it still paid nicely. Let's go. Only in 400 shares now, but oh good. Better than no shares. But I've been trimming down the whole way, so just securing profits along the way. I mean, I haven't really played enough to make much money today, though. So even though ATON went my way, the only thing I played was ENLV, and I basically got out. I probably didn't even make $100 on it. So I would like a few more plays, but this is honestly, guys, and I'm gonna keep doing pre-market, but I'm not making my money in pre-market lately. It's all been intraday, and sometimes even after hours. Still like trading pre-market. I'm gonna continue it, but it sure has not been accounting for the majority of my wins or my P&L profits on the day. Just hasn't been a lot of plays. And it goes back to sizing because we're entering these so quick. I don't add like that much size, and intraday I don't add like substantially more, but I'll add more once I've had time to do a little bit due diligence on this ticker, know the levels, a little more confidence. CJ Luck, it's not starting to make a trend up now. Looks like I picked the right one, at least. ATON. And this is exactly what I wanted to happen, and it played out. So even with these, when it pops back up here, getting my ads, being able to cut at VWAP, then when it broke, added more shares back at VWAP, basically right where I trimmed out of. But I got out when it was not beneficial to me, and I added more when I thought it was beneficial. So again, it's just hard to teach this sometimes, how I manage these positions. But that's why I try to do it live, because it's kind of difficult. But this one actually worked out nice, so. DFLI. Not bad. Probably missed it, but I'll keep an eye on it. Oh, that's a good point, Jelani. Did it look at the daily? Has it had previous pops like this? Or 5 minute? And that's why I like the AskEdgar Discord too, because it'll show like, here's another one. It'll show like every time it pops, like the last 5 times it hit their scanner or whatever, and like how it usually plays out. Which I have a link for that Discord in my description, or AskEdgar in general. But yeah, this one tends to make like strong moves up and then fell. Cool. So DFLI, let me see where this one. I mean, maybe I'm interested around one. To like 108. But I'm probably not going to chase it until then. ENLV, I'm probably just, something I don't like about it. The double PR. I'm looking at these same two tickers the whole time. How much did ATON pay you? I'm sitting at 558 on the day. That's between that little ENLV play and ATON. Because you know, on the mobile, it doesn't break it down each ticker, it just shows your realized on the day. So I don't know exactly. But I did take a little red on it initially to get my size down. And then, like I said, I added and held. And then E and LV, I'd be surprised if I made $100 on it. So 558, including my initial loss on it, which was more just a intentional loss to get my size down. So, I mean, it's not a terrible pre-market, but I wish I could have had a couple plays like this. It'd been fine, but there hasn't been much to play that strikes my interest. And speaking of realize, I'm out at ATON. It could have fall another 20 cents, yeah, but I already trimmed down to 200 shares, so it's just like I'm just going to close it. So any new play I'm interested in. So that realize I told you was after I closed it. So you're back in at 340. Bro, that's crazy. I love it. There's some people that's good at like trading red candles. I would be a nervous wreck getting in one that was after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red candles. I don't know how to do that. Which it makes sense. Like that's where the trend's headed, but I don't know why I don't have good results entering on red candles. I say that's scary, but I'll go for like a 100% pop green going the complete opposite direction and try to time the top of it and not think that's scary, but a slow moving red candle spooks me. No, I don't blame you though, because if we get more, it's probably just gonna keep falling. Yeah, it's just funny because like going back to what we were talking about, the good discussion over the weekend. A lot of us in the group trade. We all have the same goal, but we trade a little different. Yeah, it'll probably go back to where it started though. There's no reason for me to believe not. Oh, another rough pre-market, but let's see if there's any 8:15 PRs. I know it's a random time, but I want something. AMOD just had an 8:13. Speaking of random time, oh, did it move? AMOD. No. So there is a couple BCDA and PFSA. PFSA. Some new PRs. That one is too cheap, and BCDA isn't moving. So no love at 8:15. Yeah, no, it is a little rough, but at least there's a 7 o'clock play. If there's, because they, again, usually turn out like this, ATON. Um, so count your blessings, I guess. I got to play. I just want more. PFSA is moving, but it's 17-cent ticker right now, so If you're into those, it's up 20%, but I can't trade those, so I'm not going to talk about it. And y'all know how I do the end of day fades, like how I'll try to add on these little pops like this. Like if this was something like that, I wouldn't mind adding at the 9 because it's probably going to fail. But pre-market, my style is a little bit different. I usually just trying to time the top, maybe a VWAP retest. Not really necessarily pyramiding in, but you definitely could. Because look, could have caught the pop, could have caught VWAP, this little ad. So basically, anytime it's turned green after it fell below VWAP would have been a good ad. Green candle, good ad. Green candle, good ad. So this one, if the trend continues, quite possibly, but it's already so close to being back where it started. I'm just going to leave it alone. What was that other one? ENLV, was that the other one that I'm going to avoid? Yeah, I still plan on avoiding this one. The more I look at the PR, the more I don't like it. And Damas, I don't know if you're on live, but thanks for highlighting appointment of the former Prime Minister of Italy on its board as well. 212 million private placement. World's first prediction market digital asset treasury strategy. So there's a lot of things to not like about this one. Yeah, this is a little brutal. So I'm gonna go grab something downstairs. I'll be back in like a minute, but we might get some more 8:30 action here shortly. But again, this feels like another one of those days where I'm probably gonna make most of my money intraday if I If I see some plays. But opening up the free trial for the Discord this week, so might be a good time. Moon market, I didn't even see that he tweeted about VEEE, V triple E. Didn't even move. But he's all his followers are already probably in it. He's been tweeting about this thing for days. Played it Friday because he tweeted here too. Played the $2 level, it worked out. But well, I got in a little early, I remember, but then ended up averaging up at 2 and got out. But I don't know why he's stuck on that ticker right now. But anyways, I'll be back in a second. Boom, nothing has changed in the last 2 minutes. Time to get the vanilla oat milk out the fridge. Dang, ENLV, look. Glad we avoid. Oh, glad I did at least. Hope y'all did too. This one's pushing. Yeah, there's a few signs I didn't like about this one. Out of ATON. Thanks for walking us through it. Yeah, no problem. Impressive how cool you are down on a position running against you. Yeah, no, I mean, Katie, it's I don't know, easier said than done, and it's probably just because I'm numb. Like you gotta remember, I took a $76,000 loss in one trade when I was reckless. So it takes a lot to rattle me these days. But again, I learned my lesson with that one, and I've completely changed my trading style after that to prevent that from happening. But I think, and a lot of y'all know my story. What a, some of the events that happened in my life. So compared to just being down a little bit on a one position, doesn't rattle me too much these days because I trust my ability to get out, and that just comes with time, and it's hard to teach. You got to believe in yourself. You got to trust that you know how to get out when it's too much. You got to make sure you're sized appropriately. So it's the whole package kind of creates that peace of mind. But yeah, hope that makes a little bit more sense. Because I accept every day when I come here, I'm like, you could lose a lot of money, bro. I have that $76,000 loss taped to my desk. And again, I want to put in perspective, I was trading a lot bigger size then, but still, like, that made me, adjust my strategy on how I trade and stuff. So, ENLV 165 might be a good level for. Well, let's see. What's 165? Could be. Could be. Yeah, it's ripping. What I need to do is like these ones that I know or I think has a really good chance of just like taking off like this instead of just like not playing them. Wish I would have jumped in along. That's it's a very good point, Jelani. Very good point. That's why I try to keep my losses like max. And it's been a while since I've had like, you know, knock on wood. Thank you, good Lord, I haven't. But that's why I try to keep my losses at bay because I know um, I'm confident enough to know that I just, got off a 30-day win streak that covered, the end of September, all of October, some of November. So as long as I keep my losses at bay, I know I can win it back. The edge is still there. Are you in ENLV? No, 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 no. Y'all, I was bailing on this thing, or no, I'm actually profitable on it. Not much, maybe $100. But when I saw the news, private placement, double PR, I was like, they're up to something. So I'm gonna stay out of it. But I might play a level after it runs some. But no, I'm not. I'm not in this random area right here. If I play it, it's gonna be a quick level I like. If I'm wrong, bail. Appreciate it. Just trading. Yeah, that it's just little things I've caught on to over the years, and then just kind of think about it. Why did they do two separate PRs like that? So they're wanting it to run. They might be teaming up with. They might have some rigging up their sleeves, like what they were talking about in the Discord. They're trying to send it for some reason. Let's see. Um, I should look up what AskEdgar is saying about that one. ENLV. Oh, it's 8:30. Did we not get any 8:30 PRs? Dang it. So weak today. Oh, we getting GELS. I'm grabbing some locates. I'll pull it up on the screen in just a second. GELS.
Gels.
Got me a little starter on it, but I really might add it more at 120. My average is 119. I got a pretty dang good entry. Or at least I think so. So I'm up to a couple thousand shares on it now, since I know I'm not going to get very many opportunities today. I'm going to try to add a little bit of size to it. What's the news? I got to break. I got to get better about actually looking at news when it gets hot again. Positive preclinical. I love preclinical news. It usually fades. Demonstrating enhanced bioavailability using its proprietary gel-based drug delivery platform. So preclinical gel, not that exciting to me. Could it still run? Yes, always. They can keep running. They can always keep running. But I don't think this news is that great personally. So I'm gonna play it. I want to see if it fades a little bit harder. If it starts running against me, I'll scale out or whatever. But my average is 120. And I'm just adding every time it gets back to 120, honestly. I'm back in 300 shares now. Or 3,000 shares. I'm just going to make it prove it can bust through this level. And it might can. And if it does, I'm going to trim some of my size off pretty quick. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything either on this one. It's not like a baby float, is it? No, 5 million is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing 4 million here. But it doesn't seem like there's too many red flags with this one. But yeah, the results are preclinical, no human clinical data reported. So here we go. Let's drop. Ended up getting into 4,000 shares. So this one's paying. So I'm out of half. Ooh, now it's wearing at 107. Gee, should have added more size on this one, honestly. Especially when it got stuck at that level. Like it was very clear it was struggling at 120. But I did add some size, but I wish I would have added a little bit more. 105. Let's go. So I'm down to only 1,000 shares in it now out of initially 4,000. I'm just going to see if these fade. If it gets back to 120, I'm going to slam it again. If I close now, I'm at least at $1,000 on the morning. If it runs against me, I'm only at 1,000, but I'm up. You know, here at $1.10, I'm up 100, only in 1,000 shares now. So I realize it's over 900. So that'll be not too bad for basically just two plays this morning, because I don't. It's been hard to get up to $1,000 lately in pre-market. Because like I've said, I don't trade that big a size, so I like trading a few tickers. But yeah, if it gets back to 120, I'm gonna do the same thing. Just slam it there. Try to add a couple thousand, at least a couple thousand more shares. And just for clarity, somebody will be like, why were you so confident to add shares there? So weak news, preclinical, and these 3 wicks right here. I know it sounds crazy, but oh, we're about to, let me make sure I have some positions ready. Y'all know your boy's front side. I'll hit it from the front. That sounded dirty, but I can't help it. So yeah, I will add at 120 if it gets back up there. And then if it breaks and holds 120, I'll maybe trim a little so I can have some more to add somewhere else if I see some weakness. But honestly, it was just these little wicks right here. It was previous support for a few days. So I was like, let's try it. Is this channel not safe for work? I try to be good. Well, very try to be very aware of what I'm saying. So now we're up to 120 again. Let's see if it holds this time. I'm honestly kind of surprised, but it's a later pop, so I'm actually a little surprised it got back up here, but I'm back in it. It might push though. I'm seeing some decent bids. I don't think so, but or I wouldn't be in it if I thought it was gonna run, but there we go, back down again. I might take profit a little bit quicker this time though. I'm back in 4,000 shares. Probably trim a couple thousand a little bit quicker this time, just in case it keeps pushing. And then just hold a few more like I was doing. It's pushing. So now I'm gonna wait to see what this 5-minute candle does. Does it close above 120? before I cut, unless it just starts ripping. So this is a good example of how I play these. So now my thesis is still intact, but I am still not confident it's going to close above 120, and we're already back below it now. So I like to wait for the, and I might trim here since it already popped a little over it because I ended up getting up to 5,000 this time. So now I'm down to 3,000. Okay, I trimmed some out, 115, 116 something, more just to get my size down. But um, I like to make sure, I like to prove that it's going to hold over that level, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times they'll wick up, and I think I don't know why it happens. It keep pushing, or it's the hit. It's not in pre-market. You don't have to worry about stop losses, but maybe people bailing out. I'm not sure, but the point is, I like to wait for the 5 minute to close above that level before I bail, unless it's just like ripping hard. Because, like for example, like I can't wait for the 5 minute to close if it rips up to 150. You know what I mean? Like I got to get out before then, or I'm hurting. But if it's just a quick little wick up like this, it can't hold. I like to make sure that the candle actually closes above the level I'm playing. So I hope that makes sense. So I don't just get faked out. Yeah, basically swipes happen to grab liquidity. That's what I was trying to say. So I'll try not to fall for the game. And I think it's even bigger in regular hours too, because where people have stop losses, you know, like let's say you're playing the 120 level and your stops at 122, like they're trying to take that out. And then it's a pretty bad feeling whenever it hits your stop, then it immediately falls down because that's usually what happens. So not saying anything against stop losses. You should definitely have a stop loss, whether it's mentally or you know an order, but just be aware of the games and how the liquidity sweeps work. And again, or you know, this is just me sharing how I do it. There's probably better strategies out there with it. Not financial advice, but this is how I like to wait to see, make it prove it's still bullish. But this is an 8:30 pop. Y'all know these are not my favorite. I don't like the later pops. But I made some money on it so far and trim some out. If it runs against me, I'll cut. But I'm still not super confident it's going to run. It's definitely hanging at this 120 level though. But I'm still in 3,000 shares. I'm going to try to hold on to these. See if we get a fade on it, but these don't fade as cleanly sometimes. I'm surprised it's getting as much attention as it is. Like the news just seems so weak to me. There we go. I'm gonna trim some more here. Let's freaking go. I caught that too. I got 2,000 shares out at $1.11. And now I'm only in 1,000 shares now. Turned out to be a decent morning. Good, 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 good. Honestly, kind of hope it pushes up one more time. Keeps playing that level. I'm only holding on to 1,000 shares now, so if it flushes here, I'm not gonna make too much on it, but I got some runners at least. Man, I should have held them all. Actually, I'm going to get out here at 106 because it bounced here previously at 105 just in case it wants to play this game again. If I miss the flush, I miss the flush, but I'm out. I just don't want it to come back to 120, and I could have got out at 106. So I'm out, full position. Let's go. You make some money on it. PTON. I love these 7 o'clock plays, bro. Like look at both these plays. They're finally giving out. Now that more attention. Yeah, and I try to. It's in these moments at 7 o'clock, it's kind of scary at times when they're still running. But even these backside plays of the 7 o'clock. Let's say you don't like to play it like I do it, and I don't. Again, I'm not trying to convince anybody to trade like I am. I like sharing what I do, educating my thought process through it. But even if waiting for backside confirmation, both these plays have definitely produced. This one was making me a little. I wasn't in it, but like I thought this one might run a little bit. But now, if it was to come back to VWAP, well, this one has the nano float, so I'll probably leave this one alone. I don't plan on playing either one of these anymore unless they get bullish again intraday. I'll probably avoid them. But if GELS wants to get back to, because that's why I took profit here, just in case it pushes back. If it gets back to $1.19 or $1.20, I got some orders waiting for it. And we're here. Let's go. And I'm adding. Taking all I have not to YOLO this play, I'm going to be honest with you. But I'm not going to because it's late. 8:30. Here we go. Trim some at kind of how I did it last time. Trimmed a little at 116, I think I got filled, and then just gonna hold. I added 5,000. Added, trimmed a couple thousand already. Now holding 3,000. If it makes another move down, like it's doing now, might trim a little more. But I might try to hold a runner this time. Added some back and 4,000. Added some more when it got back up to 120. And again, it might break at some point. I'm not saying it's not going to break. That's why I'm not YOLOing it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not doing my whole account. It might break at some point, but until it proves it, I'm gonna just keep. I mean, it's printing money right now. So until it proves it, I'm gonna keep playing it. ATON got obliterated. I'm not gonna say I told you so, but I had a feeling it would. I had a feeling it would. Dang, what is ENLV still? Yeah, I'm not playing this thing. No, sir. Especially when there's plays like GELS, it's just printing money. Delaney, a beast mode, bro. Nice hold. I was proud of myself for holding. Jeez. He held a 313. Okay, now gels. So I might trim some out right here because that was a pretty crazy move up right there. So this might be where it decides to. So basically getting out, not break even, a little red on it, like 122 is where I trimmed out some of my size. Still in it, but just got my size down just in case it does want to finally act up here. That's kind of why I was taking profit a little quick on that initial move, get my size down, just in case I have to bail out for a few pennies. So see if it holds. Still not super confident with this play that's going to run, but it's hanging out a little bit above this level now. So we'll see how the 5 minute closes. But went ahead and trimmed down some of my size on it. And I wish 9 o'clock was right around the corner, but 6 minutes. Could get some money rotation with this one too. Live streamed a long time today. Now we're back below 120. Look. Um. So yeah, I'm gonna hold on to these last few shares and see what it does, but probably be wrapping up soon. There we go. Trimmed some. I don't know why I did 500 shares though. Trimmed 500 at 117. Probably should trim it a little more because it might push here, but I'm only in 2,500. Yeah, 2,500. All right, I'm gonna trim a little bit more here. So I'm just in 2,000 now. I really want to hold, but these don't always fade as good as, especially after it's been fighting this long. So I might just get out of VWAP and call it a day, especially since it's really wanting to break over that 120 level. So I'm literally only in 1,000 shares now. So down 42 bucks on it. And now that we're back at break even, I might just get out. We're a little above break even now, but it fell to 120. Kind of tempted to honestly add up here. If it gets back to 125, I might actually add. Added a little at 121. I'm all in and out of this position, guys. But forgot there's a lot of congestion all in this area. So until it can break, yeah, we're at 125. We'll add some here. And I might be wrong here. Might regret this, but 9 o'clock is right around the corner. I'm gonna roll the dice a little bit. So I actually added at 124 and 125. But if it starts breaking above 126, I'm gonna start trimming out pretty quick. I should just leave it alone. This is when it gets to the time that I don't, if it's breaking new highs after 8:30, breaking new highs after 9, I usually try to stay away from them. But let's see if, I was hoping it wouldn't break a new high until 9 o'clock got here. Maybe money rotation will happen. So I'm down about 200 bucks on it now. But all good, guys. It's like this is part of it. So I've already made way more than 200 bucks on it. So 9 o'clock is 2 minutes away. I actually added some more size. If it gets up to 127 again, and I have one at 129, I'll see if there's any 9 o'clock money rotation on it. If not, I'm going to bail and call it a day. ENLV seems to give up. It did finally fall, didn't it? Look at GELS go. Uh-oh. Okay, I got it. If it starts holding over 130, I got to trim some. I'm giving some money back now. Dang. For preclinical news, that's wild. So trimming out some here so it doesn't start going against me too hard. But let's see, 9 o'clock. Let's get us a decent PR. Nine o'clock. Let's see if we get some PRs that come out. So I'm gonna add. I added a little here just in case there's some PRs that steal attention away. Not seeing them. Oh, there's a private placement. There's a little tiny private placement. AZTR's got a private placement. MYSZ has some news. JAGX has some news. So I'm gonna see what we're getting. Maybe a little something here with this red candle. So I'm gonna see if it drops a little bit more. Then I'm probably gonna bail and call it a morning. I'm red on this position, about 400 bucks right now. So not ideal, but if I have to cut it, I'll cut it. I'm still net positive with it, but I want to see if it flushes a little bit more before it makes its next move up. it starts going above 136, I'm just gonna get out of my position completely. I should have cut this one way earlier, to be honest. But all good. One of my longer live streams, geez. There we go. Trim in a little here. Average is 125, so it's red. I'm trimming in the red, but I'm just getting my size down. I got up to 6,000 shares. Or, yeah, I think 6,000. 6 or 7,000. There we go. Oh, I'm at break even. Went ahead and trimmed a little bit more, so I'm only in 2,000 shares. I would really like to wrap up soon. But I also think there's a chance it could go to VWAP, but I'm out. If it goes back above 130, I'm probably just going to stop out with a little loss. But still very net positive on this play. Got a little reckless here at the end of it, but looks like I'll survive. Oh, now we're at, this is crazy. There we go. All right, I'm in the money now, so I'm just gonna start trimming out here. Let's go. Trying to get my 122 filled. I should just move it up to 123. All right, I'm out. So I've traded enough this morning, and so let's see where I ended up now. Still over $1,000 on the morning, so that's good. Not much, but try to give some of it away there at the end. But on that note, I'll be in the Discord, so I'll let y'all know if I see any plays. And yeah, hope y'all had a decent morning. And I will be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. See y'all then.